lovelies, it is Kulipup again. Alrighty, so this is a video that is for my Facebook group specifically. However, it is good knowledge to share with the world anyway, because anytime I'm doing a video, of course I'm going to share all the information that I have with the world. But if you're just like, oh, Kulipup's got a Facebook group. Yes, I do. It's called Frequency 51, Development for the Evolved Mankind. So, if you would like to join that group, then by all means, please look us up on Facebook. I will pop a link in the description box as well, if I can remember. If not, just literally go on Facebook and type in Frequency 51. Anywho, so in Frequency 51, for all the members that are here, what I do is I assign you, I don't assign you, I feel your physical frequencies. I feel them, and I am able to translate that feeling from just a feeling of the vibrational energy into an actual number that is measurable. Now, of course, everybody can do this once you gain enough energy for yourself that you can physically feel it. And if anybody ever is inquiring as to, hey, that doesn't seem like my level, then by all means, grab your pendulum. Okay, so anytime you may think like, oh, is that really my frequency level? Grab your pendulum. Grab your pendulum and just be like, hey, is this frequency level that Kulipup has told me that I'm on, is this correct? And what it's going to do, it's going to show you a really big whopping yes, like this. Okay? And yes, so that is how you want to confirm your frequency level as I've assigned it to you on that day. Alrighty, so what are the frequencies or the levels that you're on? So you have your physical frequency, and your ethereal. You have both of these frequencies. So what are they entirely? Well, your physical frequency is literally the vibrational frequency of your body, of your physical body, these cells, your energy in this physical material world. Now, there are 13 levels. Well, I will, you know what, I'm gonna explain this a little bit better. There are actually 0 to 12 levels in this level 1 matrix. This is all very, very confusing, so I'm going to try my best to get this to you without confusing the living bejesus out of you. Okay, so in this level 1 matrix, there are 0 to 12 levels, okay? The majority of the population is on level 3 and 4. Okay, because level 0, 1, and 2 are levels where creation happens, you know, formation of planets, really, really long time, like the formation of the earth and so forth. That would be on level 1 and 2. Level 3 and 4 is where microbiology, organisms, living cell tissues and everything, that's where they come about. And the level is really determining your level of vibrational consciousness where your body is housed. Where your body's housed, that your body vibrates at. So again, the majority of people are in level 3 and 4. Now, for more detailed explanation on this, I would like you to watch my frequency video, my lesson. It is a 2-hour lesson. You can find it on YouTube as well, and archives should be on the page as well. And I go more into detail about what that actually means in that video. But the majority, we're talking about numbers here today, the majority of individuals are on level 3 and 4. Your goal is to get up to level 5. Ding, 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 ding. Level 5 is where you want to be. Because also, when it comes to, when we are in level 1 of the matrix game, or level 1 of life within this physical world, the numbers, the corresponding 0 to 11, it signifies how much energy your physical vessel has, or your physical body, your cells has. So if you're only on level 3 or 4, that means that your cell, your synergy cell, which is literally your body, which is your battery pack to take you through life, right? So that's why we got to take care of it, and we've got to re-energize it, you know, through grounding, through proper food, through health and nutrition and happiness and everything. That means that you're only 30% or 40% full of energy. Now, for the next coming period, and because the harvest is going on right now, and it's not going to end until 2023, but for this period, it's going to get really, really hard. Your body is going to need as much energy as you can because the fear frequency is being pumped out there like absolutely crazy, and it's causing a lot of imbalance as well with a lot of people. In order to get through this imbalance, you need to be on that minimum level of 5 or 50% full of energy. Okay, really, really, really important. If you're below that 50% capacity, it's going to run out real quick. Your energy is going to run out. And when your energy runs out, your heart can no longer beat. And if your heart can no longer beat, guess what that means? Right? It means that you're not going to be here for very much longer. I know that's really, really like scary. But I will be doing another video on death as well. So at the moment, if you are below level 5 and you have a frequency assigned of 3 or 4.9 or 4.5 or whatever, your goal is to get up to 5 as fast as you can and regain your energy. So hence why if you're on level 6, 7, 8, 9, that means that you are 80%, 60% full, 70% full, 80% full, and 90% full on level 9. However, for level 10, these go up a little bit slower then. So level 10 and 11, you'll be at, for level 10, you'll be at 9.998 in terms of 99.998 in terms of full in your synergy cell or in your vessel in your body. Level 11 is 99.99. Level 12 is where you are at 100%. Now level 13, there is a reason why it is, if you are a tarot card reader or if you've ever done tarot, why 13 is the death card. Okay? Because when you reach level 13 in your physical frequency, in your physical vibration, that is when there is a definite change that happens and you can no longer go back. This is the change that is absolute and forever, and the dynamics of the game will change because that means that you are finished with level 1. And then you move on to level 2, which is source as well. But I will go through the other levels because everybody's still in level 1 right now of the Matrix and still only on the 3rd or 4th level in there. So before we get on to level 2, we're going to go through the levels in level 1 first. So that's basically what it means when you get this. So again, with that level, it doesn't mean, with the physical frequency, again, it doesn't mean that you're less intelligent. It doesn't mean that you're more intelligent. It doesn't mean that you're going to pick things up faster than somebody else who is in a lower level or a higher level. All this means is that you are vibrating at that level, okay? Your mind, your decisions, your actions, how much you want to progress, how little you want to progress, how much you want to do versus what you don't feel like doing, that is what is going to determine your success within this life or not, okay? So these levels are just starting points for you to go through. Now, the other one is your ethereal frequency, okay? Now, your ethereal frequency, unlike your physical frequency is bound to this level 1 matrix, and you have to progress with it, okay? So that's not going to go up automatically. You physically have to do things to increase your physical energy. That means you got to eat right, you've got to exercise, you've got to rest when your body needs rest, you got to pee when you got to go pee, you know? You've got to take care of your physical body to raise your physical frequency. Okay, and that's a must, because it's not going to raise unless you're doing the right things. Your ethereal frequency, though, that is the vibration or the frequency of your spirit. Okay? Your spirit, also known as your higher consciousness or your spirit guide or God, if you'd like to call it. Doesn't matter. It is the ethereal version of yourself, of your higher consciousness. Now, your ethereal frequency can match up to your physical frequency. So if I was in frequency level 8, I could also have a ethereal frequency level 8. My spirit is vibrating on the same level as me. Now, if you have a frequency level where you're at 4, but your ethereal frequency level is at 500, again, doesn't mean that you're any better or worse than anybody else. But what that means is that when you raise your physical frequency, you are going to have access. Your spirit is going to be vibrating at a very high rate, which means that you will be able to manipulate, or your spirit will be able to manipulate energies for you. And if you are an individual who does not have a spirit, then it means that your physical mind will be able to manipulate energies a lot more, or a lot better. Okay, and I just dropped a little hint there, so maybe you want to have a look into the other people who do not have spirits. That does not mean that they're all bad people. It just means that they're different, but they are still a part of this universe and still a part of this energy. Anywho, so when your spirit is able to, and by the way, if the physical frequencies in this level go from 0 to 11, the ethereal frequency for the matrix level 1 is from 0 to 10,000. Okay, so that's the ethereal frequency, and this is the physical frequency. Okay, so that basically just means, again, that if your spirit is able to vibrate on a process of, or on a frequency level of 9,000, it just means that when you're focusing your attention on something, you have a lot more energy behind you in order to get there. Older souls, if you are an old soul, you will tend to no doubt have more of a higher frequency in the ethereal, because your spirit or your consciousness has been able to transfer many, many times to gain a lot more experience. If you have a lower ethereal frequency, it means that your spirit is either younger, a little bit new, or that you have not sought out enough information to raise your ethereal frequency. So maybe you are old, but you've just didn't really take much of an active effort to discover more about the world and discover more about you. So your ethereal frequency has remained lower. But if you are an individual like me, and like many people out there who are just constantly curious, and we're looking at information in every single different corner of the world and in every different genre, it means that we have expanded a lot in order to take in more information. And that extra information has led to an increase in ethereal frequency. Okay? And with that extra information, and the more I'm putting it into practice too, the more we do this with our spirit, the more we're focusing on developing our abilities, focusing on gaining more knowledge, this goes up. And that just means that we have a lot more power to use and manipulate when it comes to the law of attraction. Okay, so, but again, you could be totally new to this and have an ethereal frequency of 1,000, and that won't change anything. All it means is that you have access. You have access to a lot of information. You have access to a lot of power. You, in your mind, still have to choose whether you want to actually use it or not. So, think of it this way. Your physical frequency is the health of your body. Your physical energy vibrating on what you're able to do with it in this material world. Your ethereal frequency, look at it as having the biggest library that you can ever imagine available to you, and all the resources in that library. However, that library is useless unless you take your body and walk into it and pick up a book. Right? So that's what it really means. Your ethereal frequency, you just don't want it to be below your physical frequency. It is definitely possible. So for example, if you've raised your physical frequency to level 12, but you've done something completely nonsensical, and you've just went so far back, and you've closed your mind so far, and you've just denied everything, and you've denied the truth in all of your existence and everything, and you just flat out said, nope, doesn't exist, I am literally just a person and I'm going to go to work now. Then your ethereal frequency can drop phenomenally with your denial and with the closing of your mind. Now, if you were on level 12 and you did that, then yeah, maybe you can have an ethereal frequency of level 5. But generally, it doesn't really happen that way. Normally, you will raise in ethereal frequency, and it can fluctuate. You can go down a little bit, but not so much that you would dramatically go below your own physical frequency as well. So I hope that helps with a little bit more clarification. And again, this is a subject that is really, really, really broad. There's a lot of information that you need to gain. And I'm telling you, if you go inside yourself and ask the questions, you will find all of the information that I have found as well. It's the same information. It doesn't change because it is truth. Everything that is and everything that ever was. There's no gray area. So if I am getting the absolute truth, and you are doing the same things to gain that truth, gain that access to that library, you will come out with the exact same information I have. Okay, so really, really important. But again, if you're below physical frequency level 5, get up to 5 as soon as you can. Okay, as soon as you can. Time is running out. Again, we only have until 2023. Ethereal frequency, don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. Literally, just seek knowledge, expand it, expand your energy, use the knowledge that you've got, use your wisdom that you have, and you'll freaking sail through life, I'm telling you, and it's a wonderful feeling, it's a wonderful thing. Alrighty, that's it from me.